Sunburned Hand of the Man er ikke noget almindeligt band. Det har snarere i nu 14 år fungeret som en fælles platform for en stor gruppe af venner og kunstnere. De startede oprindeligt i Boston, men de er nu spredt ud over hele New England og resten af USA. Jeg er sikker på, at der gennem årene har været mere end 30 mennesker ind og ude af Sunburned. Og det er efterhånden et stykke tid siden, at de passerede 100 udgivelser. De er lidt ligesom en nihovedet hydra. Du kan aldrig være helt sikker på, hvilket ansigt du møder. Især live. Men det du til gengæld kan være sikker på, det er, at de altid er garanter for et massivt og overvældende skud ufiltreret energi.
Ladies and gentlemen, in approximately 5 minutes, we will be arriving at Boston North Station.
I don't know. Describe it to somebody I don't know. I always get asked like, what kind of music do you guys play? Oh, you're in a band. What do you guys sound like? And no matter how hard I try to simplify it for people, I never feel comfortable telling anybody or trying to describe to somebody.
Since I'm always going on tour and meeting people, oh, what's your band sound like? What type of stuff do you guys do? And I depending on how long I want to talk to them, I might just shut them down and say, oh, we're a rock band. And other times I'll be like, well, we do this thing, we don't write any material ever, we just get up and kind of spontaneously make music. Sometimes it's abstract, and other times it involves things like rhythm, and we generally we tend to keep melody out of it. There's not a whole lot of harmony involved in it,
Because it's not about, I think for Summer it's not about what kind of band we are, because that's irrelevant. What kind of music do we play? That's irrelevant too. Definitely.
Sunburned's in a weird position because we're not quite a noise band. We don't appeal to the crowd that really feels the wolf eyes, hate vibe, pain sound. But there's some of that there in Sunburned too. But I think that stuff is great and it's good for what it was. But like now we're, 2008. I don't think there's that much you can really express if you're just going. I mean, it's good, but like it's been said, And then we do the space funk shit, but we can't ever appeal to the jam band circuit. Yeah, if we homed it and sculpted it, like shined it up, we could maybe enter that awful shit hole of the world of jam bands. That's usually it. But mostly I'll just say, oh, it's kind of a rock thing, and then that'll be it.
And people had this vision of us back. I still do, like we're some kind of rustic folk collective living in utopia. And the reality was that we lived in a fucking burnt out warehouse. I was just like next to a trash pit. And that's where the stuff came from. But Sunburn is, in a way, like a therapy session for people that are involved with the group. Just to maybe channel some things into something positive. Some of us come from negative backgrounds. Some of us come from, dysfunctional backgrounds. Sunburn has definitely helped me calm my shit down and get my shit together and get my head together. I think without it, I'd definitely be in jail. I was on that path. In Paul's backyard in Belchertown, which is a couple towns over from here. And that's how many people were in the band back then. 14. That's Pontius, Rob, James Coleman with theremin. He was in the band, and I guess that was me, or maybe that's me, and that's something else. I don't know.
Sunburned's been pretty, actually rather democratic about its visual presentation. A lot of people have had chances to articulate the sound with their visual art in the group, you know.
You know, all of us are artists. And, you know, we do a lot of visual art. We do video. We started out doing mostly video stuff, improvisational comedy, just kind of retarded stuff.
Was it your falcon at the window? Was it your falcon in the toilet? Was that your falcon in the distance? Was the falcon halfway there? Was the falcon soft and crimson?
Soft and crimson.
Was the falcon angry? Does the falcon watch TV? Does the falcon type on a fucking keyboard? Does the falcon give a shit?
Who brought this stuff in, anyways? I think it was Eddie. Eddie, are you sure? I'm really walking, sir. Definitely walking.
This is a piece that Dave Nuss from No Neck and his wife at the time, Rita Ackerman, the artist, made these shakers. Sometimes there were times where like 4 guys in the band made 4 different posters for the same show, so it was pretty cool. We had all these, everyone's an artist, I guess. And some of these aren't related at all, they're just posters I picked.
The way the band has always run and been organized has been very chaotic. It has from the beginning, and it still is, and it's just because of the personalities involved. We're just kind of like that. We kind of are happiest floating around by the seat of our pants. But that being said, if there's anything anyone likes about our music, it's because of that. It's because that's the way it's done, and it all kind of just, you know, if you're a fan of Sunburned, that's probably why. It's because we keep it so fucking loose on our just day-to-day level, even the way we deal with each other. Talking on the telephone, making a plan to come to some city to do something. I like the fact that we don't talk about what we're doing. You know, we might say, what do you think, should we start off on a forecast? Should we start off fast? We might say that, but that's about as deep as it ever gets on any given night, you know. Like.
Studio. That's you. And I made it kind of big, like put it through the light and made it like. Yep.
This is a new drum kit.
What's that?
This is new?
Nah, bass drum's somewhere in there.
So what we do is just get up there and play. We don't have a set list. None of us were really informed on even how to play our instruments, never mind. You know, we don't have any songs. We don't have anything we're gonna go, okay, let's do this next. But what we do have is each other, and we have this sort of telepathy that's been built up over the years, and that's like, that speaks to people, you know, obviously.
You know, there's a few bands I can think of that make great music and they just stand there and they don't do anything and it's still great, but not many. You know, like the best bands to me, or the best performers, do understand something about trying to break a little bit of a barrier between the audience and the entertainer a bit. Went to one of those shows when you were a teenager where the singer might grab you and try and pull your head off, you know, like, and you get nervous. You'd be like, this guy might touch me, you know, like I might have to deal with this thing. And at the same time, it gives you this feeling of like, oh, anything could happen, you know. That's a cool feeling. And
just hope that people that would listen to our music would actually investigate music a little further.
Say some young person comes across our stuff and is attracted to it for some reason. If we can help them break out of something that might be a little more rigid, you know, a psychology or just a lifestyle that feels more controlled, or if they can open up to other concepts, move into some other territory that they haven't explored, you know, philosophically, creatively.
And I think that most people that do listen to what we do have a pretty good knowledge of other kinds of music, all kinds of music, actually.
I don't know, I never sit down and have this conversation with anyone in the band. We don't talk this way. But we just try and do something without a tacit understanding we have, I think, of what's going on. It's like you said a moment ago, we've kind of gone out of our way to avoid making any explicit political statements in Sunburned, because I think, like, I agree with you, it narrows things down to something that should be obvious, you know. And then, just by everything else we do, you should be able to tell how we stand politically on events. We shouldn't have to tell you, you know. The fact that we don't ever discuss much amongst ourselves what it is we're trying to do with it keeps it at its best, or in an ideal situation for me. It's like the music itself, or the sentiment, or the creative concept behind it is even like one step ahead of us mentally, you know, like we're doing something but we don't even know exactly what's going on. So, and then later, you know, it might become clearer to us what it was we were getting at. But I hope by doing that we're creating something that's just got like enough going on that people could get all sorts of different things from it. And it doesn't really matter whether it's the correct concept, as long as there's something, you know. At the way the world works now for Sunburn, we could be on the road 75% of the year and afford to eat, you know. So we could do that. I don't think it would be good for the body or the mind or the soul.
But it's definitely taking its toll mentally on me. And I know some of the other guys in the band, you know, guys, this music kind of fucks people up. But if you're fucked up to begin with, then I don't know, who's fucking you up? You know, it's like always traveling, always touring. I always felt that this was the kind of group musically that if we just did what we did to entertain ourselves for like a crowd of people, it would take us really far, and it has. Like if we stopped doing this shit today, I'd be completely satisfied with everything that's happened. I'd miss it, but I definitely feel like we've achieved something successful and something that's most likely be remembered.